Welcome to CSN the Network podcast. This is your host, Kayvon Cutler, with my amazing co-hosts, Dree Nazario and Malik Hampton. How are y'all doing today, man?
Doing good, man. Another day to pod, How's everybody?
Y'all know me, blessed and highly favored. I'm blessed and highly favored. Super excited to be on here with you guys today. How you doing, brother?
Likewise, better now that I'm talking to y'all. Definitely blessed and highly favored, man. Locked in. So I'm ready, man. We got a special guest for y'all today. Personally, one of my favorite hoopers. Regardless of what anybody could say, he a top 5 hooper to ever come through South Charleston, period. I don't care who you name, period. And he young. You know what I'm saying? Ratchet, true scorer. You know what I'm saying? First team All-American, first team All-Region. He was the CCAA Newcomer of the Year, first team All-CCAA. He was CCAA Player of the Week 3 times, averaged 21 points a game this year, which led the CCAA, which was 20th also in NCAA. And yeah, man, without further ado, the man, the myth, the legend, you know what I mean? The young king, Brandon Knapper, man. What's good, fam?
Hey.
What's up, family? What's up, family? How y'all doing?
What up, BK?
What it do, BK?
Man, bro, first and foremost, man, I want to thank you for, just taking the time to do this, because he's in Cali. So, he's 3 hours behind us. So, it definitely could be an inconvenience trying to, schedule something with somebody that's on the East Coast. So I definitely appreciate you, bro, just taking the time to, sit down with us, and, get some good, dialogue from you, brother.
Oh, no problem, no problem. You guys family. Been seeing you guys around and being around you guys since I was growing up and everything. So familiar faces. Malik, I went to school with your brother. Drea played basketball against your brother, played a ton of sports with your brother. I mean, it's crazy. I love you guys, man. I appreciate this opportunity, getting this opportunity for real.
Hey, we love you too. We appreciate you.
Love you too, man. It's all gravy.
Hey, well, I was just about to say, we love you too, fam. You know what I'm saying? It's an honor for us to have you, bro. Like I said, definitely one of my favorite hoopers for sure. So I definitely think it's going to be, just great to talk with you and hear from you. With that being said, bro, let's hop right into it. You being someone that, a lot of people may not know, you actually are from Cali originally. You're not from West Virginia. You might have came up around the way, but you actually from Cali. And you play baseball, if I'm not mistaken, when you was a young bull.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? You was nice.
Yeah.
You feel me? So like,
Right.
walk us through real quick, BK. Like, what were some of the things? Because shout out to your uncle too. He was my coach in high school, man. Shout out to Unc. But your pops, man, he's a great dude. Mom's was a great athlete, I heard too. But I used to see, because y'all used to live across the street from us when you were in high school. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I used to see, y'all work out at the school and in the gym. But that was when you were older. So I'm sure y'all used to do stuff when you were young, right? So what were some things that you did at a young age, maybe by yourself or with your pops or with your grandfather, that made you want to focus more on hoop? Because like I said, you played baseball. So what made you want to say like, okay, I got this gift. Like, let me lock in more on this.
Shoot, I started baseball before basketball, to be honest. I mean, I grew up in the gym, everything, but even when I was in the gym, I carried a baseball bat. Like they called me Bam Bam. They used to call me Little Bam and all that. So that was my first love, and I really wanted to pursue that, But and then basketball came into the picture. I actually got a chance to play when I was like probably going into my, I want to say I was 5 or 6 years old. I actually got to play like organized basketball, throw the ball out there and get the hoop and stuff. And I fell in love with it and with the competition and everything like that. So I always told my mom and dad that, you feel me, like this the sport I want to play is basketball. So they kept me in the gym and they showed me what to do in the gym, and I just basically kept that going. I mean, that's what it is. It's just hard work for real. It's hard work that paid off. And my grandpa, that's who I want to give praise to, because when I was young, I mean, he was taking me to Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, driving me all over the country for these basketball camps, junior American camps, paying goes, a lot of stuff like that. So I was getting a little exposure playing with guys with Bam Adebayo at a young age, uh, Dennis Smith Jr. at a young age. I mean, guys that's in the league right now. So um, that's what really drove my passion for basketball for real.
So what age was you when you got to West Virginia?
I was 8 years old. Yeah, I was like 8.
Old.
Yeah.
Was it like a difference that you like did you want to leave California, like, or when you got to West Virginia, did you want to go back? Like, how was it, like, arriving in the Chuck, man, as we call it?
See, the thing is, my dad was coaching at West Virginia State University when I was actually living in California. So like I used to come back in the summer and like stay with him and stuff. And so I was pretty familiar with like the institute where West Virginia State University is at and everything. I was pretty familiar with like Dunbar and everything. But
Okay.
I mean, just coming back to that environment and just seeing that like the love for sports, that's what I really fell in love with. Like in Charleston, West Virginia, like the love for sports, it's crazy because out here in California, it was just like it's not really it's a big thing, but like it's not you don't see a bunch of parents or like anything like just pushing kids to do this, do that. Like there's a bunch of other stuff to do out here. So in West Virginia, I just felt like it's a great environment for kids to grow up and play sports in.
Yeah, I
Word.
ain't know that. That's crazy. I did not know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either. So you kind of talked about like the hard work and stuff that you had to put in. Can you talk about like the sacrifices that you had to make as a kid to kind of get where you are now?
Oh man, I made a lot of sacrifices. Man, you can ask Derek Pitts. That's one of my childhood friends right there. He stayed the night with me all the time, and he'd be like, man, you waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, go work out. Yeah, I go run the hills, just do little things by myself because I just vision. I used to watch a lot of YouTube on Kobe Bryant, guys in the NBA, and that's what they used to do. You feel me? So I just wanted to follow their footsteps and really just grind. I mean, that's what the key is really, and that's the key for the young kids. That's why I try to instill that into my younger brothers too. So I got 2 younger brothers that I gotta be a proper role model for, and and Britton, he's doing a great job. He's at Santa Clara University up there. He redshirted last year. My younger brother Bryson, he just had a birthday. He just turned 12, so he's just now getting into basketball and everything. So I just want to be a proper role model to them and just want to hoop.
Nah, that's love, fam. That's definitely admirable. You know what I mean? You being the brother that you are, the man that you are, wanting to, be a positive influence and a positive role model. But speaking of influences, you mentioned it, we both big Kobe fans, both big Laker fans, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to the OG. Who were some of your biggest influences like for your game? Like outside of Kobe, of course. Who would you say were some of your big influences for your game?
Um, Growing up, I want to say in high school, I would say Jawan Staten, West Virginia. Um, I would say Kimball Walker, guys like that. I would say Jawan Staten because when I went up to West Virginia for a little basketball camps and everything, he really took me under his wing. You feel me? So like that really, I watched his game a lot in high school and in college and everything. So I really try to, you feel me, get my game like that, and then become a starting PG at the college level, and then at the NBA level, yeah, like I said, Kemba Walker, Chris Paul, uh, Kyrie Irving. I mean, guys like that. I always want to idolize my game after and just try to perfect it.
Nah, that's love. That's love. I got a follow-up question for you. So what were BK, bro? You always a skilled, smooth scorer. So like I heard this through the grapevine that, before you would lead a gym, right? Even if you were dolo, like you would have to make like 5 shots beyond the 3-point line. You'd have to make all 5 before you left the gym. Like even if you went like boom, you make like 4, you missed the 5th, you would go back and start over, right? And I'm sure that instilled discipline in you, like to know like when I gotta hit something, I gotta hit, right? What were some of the things you did to help you become, you know, the certified bucket that you are? Like what were some of the things that you did to the youngest that's out there, you know, trying to improve their game, trying to expand their offensive, you know, game? What can they take from you, you know what I mean, in reference to your preparation to help them improve? Because like what helped set you apart, bro?
What set me apart was I want to say my family. I mean, my parents. My dad played college basketball. My mom played college basketball. So they, you know, they instilled some drills in me that for me to do on my own, which is some basic ball handling dribbles, ball handling stuff that it takes 10 minutes out of your day. I'll do that first thing in the morning when I wake up. You feel me? A couple ball handling dribbles ball handling workouts, and then do some cardio. And then, because you always gotta have cardio, especially if you're playing the point guard, playing the point guard position, gotta, you know, be a floor general and everything. So, and then I'll get shots up before school. I had to get shots up before the gym, before school started. My dad, I was blessed to have my father as a coach in high school, and he gave me the keys to the gym. And before class started, I'll be there at 6 o'clock in the morning, just getting shots up. And like you said, before I finish any workout, I gotta make 5 in each spot. And now I progressed to, you gotta make 5 in a row in each spot. So like it's getting better and better, and that's what you gotta do. You just gotta instill that, and you gotta consistency in your workouts. And if you have that, I feel like this basketball game will take you the long way. I mean, I've been all across the country playing this game, and I love it. It's the passion that you have for it that'll take you the long way.
Hey, what age did you stop playing baseball?
My senior year of high school, I played all the
Oh,
way
so you
through
play.
senior year. Yeah,
Okay, you played all the way through senior year. Okay, for sure. Because I was
yeah.
gonna ask if you thought, you know, like it was beneficial playing 2 sports like coming up in high school. Like I know, you know, you was dedicated on your craft and hoop, you know what I'm saying? But like you said, you had the love for baseball, you know what I'm saying? Obviously it did something for you, you know what I'm saying? You think it was beneficial, you know, just to keep doing it all the way through.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah, it was. I mean, I had to. Baseball's just something that was, you know, like I said, it came easy to me. It came naturally to me. So, and like I said, I always wanted to play in MLB. I mean, I had dreams of doing that and everything until I picked up a basketball. But it was just like baseball. Like I don't know, I just couldn't get enough recognition in that in West Virginia because of the weather, and I didn't like we before like 2 months into the season, we're still practicing inside of the gym, basketball gym, and we're not outside and everything. So I always said, if I grew up in California, I feel like I would have stuck to baseball. Like I would have probably been in minor leagues or something like that. But you know, when I came to West Virginia, that's when I fell in love with basketball, and it's just been like that ever
For
since.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Is it less just a little quick follow-up question. Like you said, it's less exposure. Like you got less exposure here in West Virginia. Is it like is it a I guess a different culture out there in California as far as baseball? Like is there a lot of like leagues, like little leagues and things of that nature and like
Oh
stuff like
yeah,
that? I
it's
know
all
like
year.
growing up it was only a couple around the way.
Right, right. Yeah, it's all year round out here. I mean, they play, you know, it's beautiful. It's beautiful out here. So in the wintertime, it's 80 some degrees, 70 some degrees, and it's still warm. So they consider it out here, that's cold. They be wearing big coats and all that out here, 70 degrees. I'm like, that's
Mhm.
nothing. So you feel me? Like
Yeah,
they playing baseball all year round. And I feel like if I would have stayed out here, that would have been love. But, you know, it was just an easy transition for me to get into the basketball game because, you know, for my family and everything. And
for sure.
and just the competitiveness of basketball. I just love it.
So,
So as I mentioned earlier, man, in your introduction, definitely top 5 hooper to come through SC. You know what I mean? Definitely one of the top scorers to ever come through SC. I got 2 questions for you, but my first question for you, bro, is what was your favorite memory from your run in high school, bro? Because you went crazy, you know what I'm saying? All those years you started, all those 40 pieces, the game winners, you know what I'm saying, against Han. I remember that stuff, BK. So like if you know, just to reflect real quick, like, you know, I know it's putting you on the spot, but like what was your favorite memory or, you know, memories from that run that you had in high school?
You mentioned them. I mean, them game winners in Huntington. Because growing up, I played with D1 Greyhounds, which is in Huntington, and even Silas played with us a couple tournaments and everything. So we grew up talking crazy. I mean, talking smack to each other, to Tavian, Don Martin, and guys like that over at Huntington. So to get to what was it, 2 game winners back to back on them, it was just, you feel me? It was astonishing. So it was just, I don't know, it was a feeling that I never felt before, and I just wanted to feel it again. And it's crazy because I always say I always had the clutch genes. I always got it in my veins. It's just, I don't know. I just love to win, and it's just, and then if you watched a couple games this year, I had a couple game winners this year, and it just felt just like that again. It felt like high school again. It's crazy.
I'll tell you, BK, it's in the preparation, right? You talk about all the work that you put in and all the things that you do outside of practice, and you know what you have to do, and that's what makes you clutch, because it's second nature to you. You know what I'm saying? Like you put in all that work, you put in that effort, like those things don't just happen. So don't take your work for granted and the things that you put in for granted. Like that's why you could do what you do, because you work as hard as you work. But my follow up, well, my question would be, you mentioned a lot of greats that you've played against or played with. Who would be your favorite matchup that you faced thus far?
Donovan Mitchell, of course. Yeah, I
Okay,
had a chance
okay.
to go against him in the Pitt Gym Fest when I was playing with West Virginia Wildcats. Man, and it's crazy because like he wasn't like as skilled as if y'all like he plays now. He wasn't as skilled. He was just raw, athletic, and just played hard. Like just played hard defense. And he was part of the, like I say, he played hardest defender that I played against. I mean, he was picking me up 94 feet. And this AAU, I'm like, this dude crazy. Like he picked me up 94 feet. Like, yeah, he was a good competition. And then I would say another one, Dennis Smith Jr. I'll give you that one. It was in Myrtle Beach. Yeah, we it was crazy. And we went in double overtime that game. And I think they ended up winning. They ended up beating us by 1 point. They had Bam Adebayo on the same team. Dennis Smith Jr. and a couple other guys that went D1. Yeah, it was a high major team. It was a great game too. It was crazy.
that's hard. Them AAU,
Yeah.
AAU is so crazy. Like you come up
Oh
against
yeah.
so many different people like that, that grow up to be like, stars and whatnot.
Right.
Like
Right.
that joint is. But like, I got a question before I, take it further. Yeah, you went to SC, you know what I'm saying? Me and Drew went to GW and K went to SC. Coming up, you know what I'm saying, knowing what you knowing, you know what I'm saying, and hoop and whatnot. Fun fact, you know what I'm saying, like BK used to live directly across from me, and K
Yeah.
used to live like K could see both of our buildings from his window. He lived like
Mm,
directly across the street from us. So it was
yeah.
crazy. But did you ever think about like going anywhere else for high school, or like was it no brainer you was gonna walk to SC every day? Like,
Uh, to be honest, nobody knew this, but I had a chance to. I was gonna go to Whitney Young, which is in Chicago. One of the coaches was reached out to me. Actually, he brought a couple of players to West Virginia camp. It was going into my sophomore year. He brought a bunch of players to West Virginia camp, and he saw me, got the chance to see me play and everything. and he wanted me to come out there. And it's crazy because I have an auntie. She lives right around the corner from Whitney Young, and she's a lawyer. She's a lawyer out there. And she, as soon as we told her the news, she was like, "Oh, please come out here. You can be a safe neighborhood in Chicago and everything." And unfortunately, I couldn't get my transcripts all the way out. I mean, out there in time and everything. So I just said, nah, I'm gonna come back to SC
So
and everything. So.
you was going to do it though. You was
Oh
going to
yeah,
do
I
it.
was going to, yeah,
That's
because
fire. Okay.
that was Jaleel Okafor's senior year. I would have played with Jaleel Okafor that his last year if I would have went there.
Got you. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fire, man. That's so fire.
Hey, we getting all types of exclusives up here at the network, man. All types
Yeah.
of gems, man. Hey, real quick, not to dwell too much on high school, fam, but I wanted to ask you, like, could you walk us through your recruiting process? Because if I recall correctly, BK, like I said, bro, you was one of my favorite hoopers. Not to, sound redundant, but I remember you had an offer from Michigan, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's when Coach Beeline was up there, I want to say.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Coach Alexander. Yeah.
yep. So I just want to know, like, walk us through your recruitment process. Shout out to your grandfather. You had mentioned how he used to take you to these camps, these AAU tournaments, right? But in regards to your recruitment process, a lot of people may not know we're from West Virginia, right? So a lot of people, yeah, they may get recruited, but the next stop after they get recruited, they may have to go to a prep school. And
right.
Dree knows, Malik knows, BK, as well.
Yeah.
That's where it's cut for a lot of people. That's where we from. If they can't get from A to B, if they got to go that route where they got to, either go to JUCO or go to some prep school or go somewhere before they could get to where they want to go, they don't go, right?
That part. Yeah.
So I guess like mine is like a two-folded question. Like, walk us through, of course you had to have, resiliency, and you had to have that discipline to, work through that, because you had to say, okay, I'm gonna go through this temporary thing for these whatever X amount of months to get where I really want to go. I'm gonna sacrifice this time to get where I really want to go. But also, walk us through your recruiting process, because had you went somewhere else, you may not have had to do that, right? So like, just educate us on, some of us that may have the story confused, or those that may have to go a similar route, and how they can learn from you.
Right. Like you said, I mentioned my grandfather. Um, he took me around the camps when this was going in my ninth grade year. He took me a bunch of college basketball camps and everything, and he paid for them, and it was a blessing. And then the following year after that, instead of having to pay for them, I was getting invited to the elite camps, which is everything paid for and everything. So I was getting my name out there like that, and then really going into my sophomore year, I want to say, Scott Long and James Long, Coach Cinco, they all reached out to me with the West Virginia Wildcats, and they wanted me to play. They wanted me to play with their 17 and under division, which is like a year older than me. I was 2 years older. I was going into I was 15 at the time, and I decided to play. That's when I really made my name for myself, going to these big tournaments with them, Pitch Jam Fest, Under Armour, uh, 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 invitations and everything, all the Adidas invitations. I mean, there's guys on the sidelines, North Carolina, Georgetown, Michigan. I mean, Miami, all type of coaches over on the sideline that you can perform for. So, and it was just when I got to that big stage, I mean, I just knew that at that level, they don't want. I mean, they want scoring guards, but they also want a guard that can play defense, a guard that can control his team. I mean, in high school, when you get in West Virginia, like I had to play a different role. I had to score. I had to do this to do that. But in AAU, I didn't have to really score. I was actually uh, giving, making good passes, setting my team up for game winning situations and keeping them going and everything. So it was just a whole transition that I had to do throughout the year, and I had to learn too. I learned the game of basketball, playing in that type of game. AAU was just it was a grind, really. It was just a grind, and going to Myrtle Beach, traveling, going against the best of the best every game. You don't know who you playing against. They might have so-and-so, he's committed to Florida or Florida State. You don't know who he is. And he's coming out here giving you buckets. So it was tough. But like I said, the recruitment process was, man, it was tough. That's why I committed so early. I'm not gonna lie, that's why I committed early. But I had Michigan. I mean, I had guys knocking on my door, North Carolina State, Virginia Tech, Buzz Williams, Maryland, Marshall, of course. Marshall was, man, that was my dad's favorite. I'm not gonna lie, that's my dad's favorite. But he was kind of hurt when I committed to West Virginia.
Yeah, that you be ready to get that joint over with. Like, you
Man.
find somebody you kind of like, you're like, yeah, I'm going. I'm tired of people calling my phone. But I wanted to touch on something before we got too deep into the conversation. Just about how like flexible you have to be a college athlete, right? So you talked about, in AU, you was a pass first guard. Then when you got to college, you had to score. Can you just talk about how important it is to have many facets to your game so you can, always stay on the floor?
Oh yeah, you should always want to perfect your game. You should always want to find out your weaknesses and try to perfect it. And going into college, I mean, like recruitment process, a lot of college coaches was telling me, we know that you can score, we know that you can do that. Now we want to see if you can play defense. We want to see if you can control the team, if you can be vocal. And what I found out my first year and a half at West Virginia, my first 2 years up there, that's what it was tough. I mean, especially playing for a strictly defensive coach. I mean, Bob Huggins, you gotta be a vocal guard. I mean, you have to be able to control of the team and take control of the team and put the team on your back on times when they need it. And it was tough. I'm not gonna lie, but I adapted and I had a blessed time up there at West Virginia and in my college career so far, and I'm gonna continue to do that because of adapting. That's all you got to be able to do. You got to be able to adapt in college.
Man, I just gotta say, I love when we have point guards on the show, man. It warms my heart to have people that think and the game like you. It's just an awesome feeling. But yeah.
So you had offers from all them schools in high school that you was naming off right there?
Well, except for Maryland, Maryland was close. They was close, but as soon as I committed to West Virginia, they left. But it's crazy when I went to Hargrave, there was more schools that wanted to offer me until they found out I was committed to West Virginia. Like I had Wichita State coming out to me, Kansas State. I mean, a bunch of schools at Hargrave. So it was
crazy. We about to touch on that. That was gonna be my follow up. So like I know all about Hargrave. Like I told my Hargrave story, to them and whatnot. When you went to Hargrave, like you start balling, bro. Like you was going crazy down there for real. So my question is like, you ain't ever think about backing off of that West Virginia recruitment, or like was you locked in? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you was just like 100% committed that you was just gonna do your year, then head up to the Mo.
Yeah, I was locked in. I mean, it was sometimes I'm not gonna lie. It was sometimes when I was in the dorm at Hargrave, I was thinking like, man, I just got so and so on the phone talking to me. Like it's hard. You feel me? So like, but it was like a family thing. I wanted to stay home. I thought my family was still gonna be in West Virginia and everything, so I wanted them to be able to come to my games and then playing in the Power Five conference and everything. I just thought it was a great opportunity for me. And then future Hall of Fame coach, and then you got two guards that's going out. I mean, that be their senior year. They're leaving, so I can follow up coming in, and play. So I thought it was a great opportunity for me to do that. Hargrave instilled some discipline in me, which I needed coming out of high school, and especially going up to Morgantown, man. So I'm glad I went that route though.
For sure.
Man, speaking of Morgantown, You know, Malik was up there with me. He played a huge role in me transferring up there. And you know, I was up there, was, you know, crossed into my fraternity up there, met so many great people up there in Morgantown. But it is a lot of temptation and a lot of fun. And for everyone that's on this show right now, you know, being that we all have ties to the state, we all know how people feel about West Virginia University. You know what I mean? So BK, walk us through that experience, you know, playing in a Power Five conference, playing in the Big 12, but just playing for West Virginia, bro. Because, you know, I wish, you know, I definitely, you know, I don't want to overstep here, but, you know, I definitely wish you could have got to, you know, show what you could do way more at W. I remember when you dropped, like, I want to say like 27 against Oklahoma. You know what I mean? You definitely, like, you showed flashes if you had the opportunity, you know, what you could do. But, you know, could you just walk us through like what that experience was like, you know, playing for West Virginia University and just playing D1 Big 12, man, Power Five?
Right. Oh, that experience was a man. It was great. I mean, I got the chance to play in some great arenas. Travel the country, been to Spain, been to Germany, been to Cancun. You know, I played in the Madison Square Garden, played in Quicken Lowe's Arena. You know, I played in some some pretty nice arenas and good competition over my 3 years at West Virginia. So, um, like you said, it was tough. I mean, I had fun up there, you know, but playing for Bob Huggins. I mean, I remember Dree in the last show with I would listen to a podcast with John Elmore. It's the system. It depends what system you're in. I mean, I really thought, like, you know, they really sold me on they're gonna have ball screens and everything in the system. So that's why I went up there, and I really thought that that's what the offense was gonna be like. And if you watch I want to say the first 6 or 7 games that the first year I played after my redshirt year, we had ball screens. I mean, we was running ball screen offense and everything, and then we, you know, I think we lost his. I think we took our like fourth loss or something like that. It was crazy. But so they end up still going back to the triangle offense, which, you know, Hugs, he likes that, get the ball in, pound, and play bully ball and everything. So it was, I don't know, it was tough. So it was that little, like I said, being able to adapt to that was really tough. And because, you know, I want to be able to score and everything, and having to pass the ball and not seeing the back, it was tough. But, you know, uh, transferring out of there, it was out of West Virginia, it was sickening because I had a chance to, you know, come back that year and be a part of uh, going to the NCAA tournament and everything. But it also was a blessing because I got an opportunity to play for a coach at Eastern Kentucky, and who coached me at Hargrave, and it was a blessing. It was a blessing going to that school and everything, getting my degree from there. But at West Virginia, playing there, man, you got to play at Jayhawks Arena. Now that place is crazy. Like, you can't hear yourself. The score, the court is literally shaking. Can't hear yourself talking. Can't hear yourself in the huddles. Coach calling the plays. You really got to be a floor general in that place, and that place be rocking. And Texas Tech, that's a good arena to play in. I mean, they had a good couple runs that year, and of course Baylor. Baylor was fun, and it's crazy because I had a couple guys on that national championship team I play AAU with, and Baylor. So I got a chance to, you know, talk with them and everything, and and it was just a blessing playing up there for future Hall of Fame coach. You know, he just got inducted this year or last year. So it'll be a blessing to go up there, uh, and probably in the next couple of years after I graduate, and holler at the assistant coaches and holler at Coach Hugs and everything. So uh, I was thankful. I was blessed to play for, you know, West Virginia and everything.
So how so how does it feel, you know what I'm saying, to be back at home? You know what I'm saying, playing basketball. Like, you know, how's this experience been for you?
It's been great. I mean, you know, my parents haven't been to see me play since I want to say, I think they came to one game in West Virginia since I was there, and they haven't seen me play in like 3 years. So it was a great opportunity seeing them in the stands, and it's loving. I mean, I get to see my grandmother who haven't seen me play since I was probably 9 years old, 8 years old before I moved. You feel me? So like, it's a blessing. So she can, and all my family out here is just, I love it. And I had a chance to go to San Jose State to play up there, which is 10 minutes from my brother's school in Santa Clara. But I just decided to stay home because I wanted to, stay home with my family and everything. My grandma was getting sick, so I wanted her to be able to see me play my last 2 years in college, and I'm blessed.
That's a fact. You are, man.
For sure, for sure. So, BK, you've been through a lot of transition. Can you just talk about some of the things that kind of help keep you grounded? How do you stay mentally locked in?
My family played a huge part in that. I mean, I get on the phone and talk to them every day. They lift me up on the days I don't feel like going to the gym, or the days I don't feel like going to class or to study hard or something like that. That's because being a student athlete is tough. I mean, you gotta wake up early morning, and it's like a job. I mean, it's really like a job, and all these transitions that I go through is it's just it's just a chapter in my book, really, and that's all I'm really doing is just continue to build my book up, and hopefully I can make a documentary or something about this, because I've been through some trials and tribulations through my knee injury, through transferring, through going through 3 different schools, and it's just crazy. So, and having some tragedy back in at home, losing friends and everything. So it's crazy. Like I wish I would be back in Charleston, but I miss all my friends and family out there. But it's strictly business, and I just gotta do what I gotta do for me, for myself and my family.
That's a fact, man.
Nah, for sure, fam. That's pretty stand up. Always thought you had a good head on your shoulders. Always been a chill, mild mannered dude, man. So you just make sure you just keep that with you, bro. Just always keep your composure. You know what I mean? Just stay
Sure.
smooth, just like you always been, fam. But
Sir.
I want you to touch on that a little bit real quick, in regards to your current situation. So, I mentioned the accolades, you know what I mean, and the beauty of, playing. Well, you mentioned the beauty of playing closer to your family and your parents being able to watch you play. But like, walk us through some of your personal goals that you want for this upcoming season, and some of the team goals you want for the program this upcoming season, man. Because like I said, man, leading the conference in scoring, averaging over 20 points per game, like, but it's always more to do. You know what I mean? It's always room for improvement. So like, what you got your goals set at, man?
My goals this year, man, I want that national championship. I feel like we got the team to do it too. We had a team last year, but unfortunately, we had some unfortunate calls at the end of the game. It was just, I don't know, it was crazy. But some goals was win the Natty. I mean, some personal goals. That's a team goal right there. Some personal goals is win Player of the Year in the conference, win Player of the Year nationally. I mean, I was nationally notified. I mean, recognized last year for making first team in a BC and everything. So that's what I want to do. I want to make first team again next year. I mean, yeah, this following year, and win player of the year.
You got I guess well, yeah. So after the season, after you accomplish all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because we know you're gonna hoop. You know what I'm saying? We talked about a little bit before we started. I know
Yeah.
you want to get into coaching. You know what I'm saying? But before you do that, you know what I'm saying? You want to continue, hooping for a little while before you get into that.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I mean, the goal is, always the NBA. I always want to go to the NBA, and I always get. And my grandpa's so old school. I mean, he's so old school. He like, Division II. You don't want to go back D1. You don't want to go back D1. And I had an opportunity to do that. I mean, I had tons of opportunity to do that, but I had to leave California. And I don't want to do that. So I'd rather stay here. And like I said, the grass ain't greener on the other side. So I'm being loved here and really treated here and getting and being recognized here. Um, so I'm like I said, I'm gonna stay here and do my thing. And like I said, it's a blessing.
For sure.
Yeah.
So my question would be like so what are some key takeaways that you could give back to people from your process that maybe in the same boat or just looking for a bit of inspiration?
Um, I would say be coachable. I mean, be able to be coachable and be able to adapt to anything. I mean, uh, not because not everything. If a coach say something to you, they always want the better. They want the better out of you. They want to get the best out of you. They're not just trying to scold you for anything. I mean, just for everything. So that's what I had to learn going into college. I mean, playing for Bob Huggins. I mean, that's practice was crazy, but also take care of your mental health because your physical much as your physical body, all that stuff count. Your mental counts too because you got to be able to take care of yourself um, outside of the game that you're playing, really, and that's what really matters.
Hey, got to keep the mental strong, man. It's a fact, man.
Right.
Man, that's a whole fact. Speaking of, I asked you earlier, what was your favorite memory about your run in high school? Uh, so far to this point, what's your favorite run? What's your favorite memory, excuse me, about your run so far in college, man? Is it a game, a performance, or a moment, a shot? Like what's your favorite memory
Uh,
about this current run, family?
See, I got a few. I got a few of those. I would say one, scoring 28 against Oklahoma, 27, 28 against Oklahoma. That was big because it's crazy because I came in that game not knowing I was gonna play. That's the crazy thing. Like you play so many mind games up there. It was just like you go in starting the whole week. You starting all through all practice, and then shoot around come. You got a whole different starting five out there, and you're like, okay, you feel me? So I just go out there and kill that. I just went out there and killed that game, and it's crazy. If you watch games before that, I had 14 against Baylor. I had 12 against I think it was K State or something like that. But it was following. It was trembling up, and that was just one of them. And then I have another one. Um, this past year. I'm sorry, this past year. Against what was it, Cal State Dominguez Hills. You probably see me posted all over Instagram and everything, but it was like I want to say, and it's crazy because we was down. I want to say we was down like 15 with like a minute left in the game, and like coach took me out, and I was like, we need some defenders on the court, get us back into it. Luck, man, we blessed. Our team got us back into it. Man, they fighting. We get the game down to like I want to say 2 points. Yeah, it was like two with like 6 seconds left. Coach subbed me in. I had 4 fouls at the time, so yeah, he had to take me out. But coach subbed me in. Coach, we don't know where the ball is at. The referees messing up where the ball placement at. They telling us underneath. We got a timeout. We call a timeout. They telling us underneath the basket. So the trainer comes over and is like, no, it's not underneath the basket. It's on the side. So coach drew up a whole play to go underneath the basket. Refs are under telling us, all right, you got to come and take the ball out. So we like, all right, I'm telling coach, just give me the ball, coach. Just give me the ball. We gonna win. He was like, all right, I don't want you to shoot a three. I don't want you to I'm not trying to tie it. I want you to shoot a three. I'm like, all right, coach, I'm going for the win. Give me the ball, get a ball screen. Get a ball screen. 2 seconds left. Cash at the buzzer. It was like I said, it was crazy. It was a lovely feeling, and I just love having that feeling again. Like I said, it felt like I was back in high school.
Hey, yo, real quick, man. I just want to pop cash for my boy. You know what I mean? Because we be seeing the chatter. You know what I mean? We always going to stay humble. You heard, but you heard the competition. You heard the numbers we was putting up. You know what I mean, against that competition. You know what I mean? This Power 5 conference we talking. You did. Y'all heard the names: K-State, Kansas, Baylor, Oklahoma. Y'all heard the names, man. That's all. You know, I just wanted to say it for my boy. You know what I mean? Because he never going to come out and say it, but I'm gonna be front line for him.
Yeah, I left
You know
my
what I mean?
step though. I still be seeing jerseys, little homies wearing my jerseys up there and everything. So
Yeah, bro.
that's
You
all that
know,
matters. That's all that matters.
facts, bro. You're a young legend from the city. You know what I mean? So but don't ever be caring about what these folks say here, man. People here are so negative. You know what I mean? I'm just glad that highlighting some of your best moments that you've had to this point, so they'll know like it's just different. You know what I'm saying? Like Malik know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's just different in the Big 12, and my boy showed out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's love, man. Real talk.
Nah, and then Kales, my brother Kales, man, he love BK, bro. Every big game they had, Kales like, man, I'm going with BK, man. Like he ain't let me down yet, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
My last question, though, little silly question, bro, what's not Bryson, what's your little brother's name in Santa Clara?
Brinson. Yeah.
You think he better than you, cuz?
Hey, he ain't better than me. He ain't better than me yet, but
he ain't better than he got something though. He looks special off that bounce, man. That joint crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. That's I'm probably a little half an inch taller than him still, but he's long. He got longer arms, bigger hands, and he's just playing by the rim. It's crazy. I'm like,
he up there, yeah. And I had to ask that because
he in Spain right now. He in Spain right now. He just went over to Spain with Santa Clara. Yeah.
Cause I remember, bro, he left the city, you know what I'm saying, and then I think he just popped up on my Twitter timeline, and like, yeah, that's little BK. I'm like, ain't no way that's him windmilling it, dog. That joint look crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. What's up though, man. Lil bro got it too. The 12-year-old.
Bryson. Bryson gonna have it. Yeah, he gonna have it. And it's not I'm not gonna lie though. You know, COVID set him back a little bit. You know, he was playing the game and all that. You know, it was kind of hard out here, especially in California. It hit hard in California. It's like we wasn't allowed to do anything. It was quarantine, everything out here. So it kind of set him back a little bit compared to me and Britt. You know, we at a young age we was hooping, but him, he's getting there though. I've been working out. He come to train with me all the time. I've been training Britt when he come out here. So that's what I'm really trying to get into too. Training.
Gotcha. Okay. For sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. That's all I got for the young legend, man. I don't know about y'all.
BK, I wanted to ask, brother, just real quick, man, if you an elevator pitch, man, real quick, if it, if you was just in the elevator with an NBA scout, or a scout from someone that's in the top tier leagues overseas, and they asked you, how would you explain your game? How would you sell yourself? Like what makes you special? You know what I mean about you, BK? Being the person and the basketball player that you are. Like, what would you say?
First, I would say a great teammate. Gotta have that. Gotta have a great teammate on your team. But hard worker. Relentless scorer. I can score anywhere on the court. And then floor general. I love. I'll just have to. I gotta be able to control the team and everything. So. That's a tough question, though, Kayvon. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a tough one right there. That's a good. I gotta practice that. I gotta practice my pitch.
Nah, you good. I know you. You know what I mean. You used to learn your game talk. You know what I mean.
Yeah,
so I know you humble and you modest, so you're not about to brag on yourself. You know what I mean. But if I was someone that had to help, you know what I mean, I would say that's someone that's a strong leader. You know what I mean. Someone that has a high basketball IQ. You know what I mean. Someone that's a strong playmaker. Someone that could, that's not only a shooter, just, when we in gym practicing, but a shooter when the big lights come on. You know what I mean? We mentioned game winners all the way through, you know what I mean? From young bull elementary age, middle school age, high school, and college. You still doing it. So you showed it on a consistent basis that, you know, when the big lights come on, you still show and prove. You know what I mean? You still come out and show out. You dig? So, you know, I would just add a little bit more in there for you. You know what I mean? If I
Yes,
had to.
sir.
And that's just off the top. I haven't been
Right.
practicing. You know what I'm saying? That's just off the top, fam. But
Right.
you know, lastly, you know, BK, you know, you've been through so much, you know, and I admire, you know, just everything that you fought through and been through, and you know, for you to still stay level headed, for you to still be positive, for you to still be strong. You know what I mean? Can you just explain and enlighten our listeners what basketball does for you? Like, what has basketball been able to do for you in your life? You know what I mean? I know, and this is just from the outside looking in, I know it serves as, you know, it looks as if it serves as like your safe space, like somewhere like similar to me when I get on here and, you know, I'm able to pod. Like this is like me to my most purest form. Like I could just be me, do what I love, and just release anything I got going on outside of this. It's over once I get on the mic, because this is just my safe space. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what it's like for you and Hoop, but I don't want to make assumptions. You know what I'm saying? So just enlighten us on what the game of basketball means for you, and you know what I mean, what that does for you.
Oh yeah, basketball is my everything. I mean, it's my love, it's my passion, and I just, I always want to perfect my game and perfect my craft. And it's crazy because I always tell girls this, like, basketball always gonna be my first girlfriend. So, I'm never gonna leave her. I'm never gonna leave, I'm never gonna cheat on her. So you gotta, you always gotta play second hand to that, and they understand. And so that's what basketball means to me. And I just, it wouldn't be no B. I feel like there wouldn't be no BK without basketball. But at the same time, I want to make a mark outside of basketball after I finish my career. So, yeah.
Nah, that's love for sure, man. You know, like I've been saying this whole time, and like I told you earlier, bro, I'm proud of you. Definitely admire just how you keep it pushing, how you just stay to yourself, stay private. That's cool, man. You know what I mean? You don't need you just need to know what I show you. You feel me? You just need to see what I show you, rather. You dig? And I like that about you.
Exactly.
So, you know,
That part.
definitely keep it that way, fam. Definitely keep, improving and just progressing as a person, as a man, as a hooper. You know what I mean? Definitely sending you nothing but prayers and success and love and peace and blessings, fam. You know what I mean? Thank you again for joining us. I've been trying to get you on for months, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like,
man.
just like,
I
not
know.
even like to be on that type of time, fam. Just like I told you, you hear me running off the stats. I remember certain things. I told you always been one of my favorite hoopers, although you were younger. You dig? So I definitely just want to tell you, I love you. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? And, we definitely glad to have you on, BK. Real talk.
For sure, for sure. Definitely proud of you. Keep grinding, keep staying resilient, continue to do your thing and it's gonna pay off. Don't ever, second guess that, the work that you putting in won't pay off. Like it's always gonna pay off one way or another. So, stay humble, stay grounded, stay focused, and the sky's the limit.
That's a fact, man. Appreciate you coming on, bruh. Another Chuck legend, man. It's always good to see somebody doing good from the city. Appreciate you, dog, for sure.
No, thank you all. Thank y'all. Thank you. Thank you, Kayvon. Thank you, Dre. Thank you, Malik, man. Y'all family, like I said. And I appreciate this opportunity to be on y'all's podcast. And hit me up, Kayvon, for real. If y'all ever need me again, I'll be open to do this again. This was fun. I'm gonna get better at it.
Nah, bro, it's all love. You know what I mean? Whenever you
Yeah.
sign that new contract, whenever you get drafted,
Yes, sir.
just remember us, baby. You dig? That's
Yeah,
all we
got y'all.
ask. Just
Got y'all.
remember us, fam. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? This ain't gonna be the last time y'all see BK. Believe that.
Nope.
But with that being said, this is your boy K. I'm with my brother, BK. I'm with my amazing co-host, Dre Nazario, Lake City, man, Malik Hampton. This is the Network Podcast. See us in the Network Podcast. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And we out, man.
Love.
Yeah.
Love.